people that voted for Biden that are doing it now.
Yeah.
They're like, what did I do?
Right.
Like, what did I choose? Like, how is this guy?
Yeah, you just can't listen to an interview where he's saying some of the stuff he says that just makes no sense at all. It's like you can't listen to those interviews and feel like you made a good decision. I don't know how you could.
Did you hear what he said like yesterday or a couple of days ago? He was talking about the Revolutionary War. He's like, one of the reasons why we lost the Revolutionary War, one of the problems with the Revolutionary War was they didn't have enough airports.
So this is an interesting start to the conversation because there are a tremendous number of Biden flubs and gaffes and goofs that you could point to because my man is a gaffe machine. My man was a gaffe machine even when he was all there, right? Great retail politician, gaffe machine across the board. There's never been a moment in Joe Brandon's career where he hasn't like said some silly shit. And also a serial liar and plagiarizer, right? That's kind of his thing. That's always been his shtick. If you track Joe Biden's career, you would recognize that he's always popped off with like plagiarism and also embellishing his past in a way that is not dissimilar to George Santos in many ways. But recently, of course, he has, he doesn't have the mental acuity that he used to have. He doesn't have the mental fortitude. He's not all there, right? In the way that you, as long as, when you get older, in the way that you see your grandparents kind of start to not have the same light behind the eyes. So there's plenty of moments that you can point to with respect to Mr. Robinette Brandon, except Joseph Robinette Rogan posted something weird. So let's take a look at what happens here.
Have you seen that?
I saw that. Like, what the hell?
Like, pull him.
It's crazy.
If you had any other job and you were talking like that,
yeah,
they would go, hey, you're done.
A few moments later.
The same stable genius that said the biggest problem we had in the Revolutionary War is we didn't have enough airports. Whoa.
So,
yeah, that's it.
Whoa.
Right,
What?
Just for the record.
Is that fake?
It's not fake, but he was referencing Trump saying that. Here's what Trump saying it in 2019.
Oh.
Donald Trump said something about that, and he didn't say G.
Okay, so here's one thing that I find to be a massive mistake for the Biden campaign. Talking about Trump's mental fortitude. Now, I know there's a lot of Democratic Party dick riders in the chat who will unconditionally support the Democratic Party no matter what, and they will say things like, Joe Biden is actually all there. This is a moment where Joe Rogan f***ed up. But I have a different perspective on this. But I do love Joe Rogan like this and having Jamie live fact check.
Jesus, he said a stable genius, and that's where the transcription.
Let me hear what it says. What did he say?
In June of 1775, the Continental Congress created a unified army out of the revolutionary forces encamped around Boston and New York, and named after the great George Washington, Commander-in-Chief. The Continental Army suffered a bitter winter of Valley Forge, found glory across the waters of the Delaware, and seized victory from Cornwallis of Yorktown. Our army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What? Yo! Oh, the Revolutionary Army.
So he fucked up.
Yeah, he did. But I feel like
Took over
that's
the airport.
you can tell too. It sounds like a little different. He's like, you could tell he like messed up his words, but yeah. He's just.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, never mind. Okay, got it.
I don't know.
Took over the airports.
Well, that's
Oh, come on, guys. Come on. You can say Trump says some dumb shit too. What? That's crazy.
That's the thing about media these days. It's like
right.
Oh, yeah. It's a much larger problem with media. Bitch, where are you at? You're at the Joe Rogan Experience. You are literally the media doing the wrong thing. Okay, so what I was going to say about this piece is that there's a couple different things. First of all, you know what my perspective is, right? I do think that what do I always say? I say Donald Trump is delusional, but he's not demented, right? Whereas Joe Biden, on the other hand, comes across like he doesn't have the mental fortitude that he once had, but at least like the team holding it together demonstrates a level of stability. Now, that stability is still bad overall, like what you've seen during this saga of the Israeli ethnic cleansing of Gaza, right? That doesn't mean it's good policy, but it is actually stable. It is real stability. And it's not Brandon himself doing this stability, it's the people around him. So that's something to consider. Trump has always done stuff like this. He gets shit wrong all the time. But if you put Trump and Joe Biden side by side, toe to toe in a jail cell where they're going for 30 minutes without any scripting, without any prompters, yeah, I think Trump is absolutely going to look like he is cognitively better than Joe Biden, okay? What's really sad is that those are the two options in the United States of America in front of us, okay? We have 800-year-old Joe Biden, who definitely is showing his age. And then you have like 799-year-old Donald Trump, who will be older than Joe Biden was when he ran for president and won, right? This time around, with definitely seemingly better mental acuity, however, is a delusional, despotic psychopath who keeps getting worse and worse with his rhetoric this time around. The real argument is not 99% Hitler versus 100% Hitler. It's 99% demented versus 100% demented. Going back to the Joseph Robinette Rogan moment. Yeah, Joe, they're pissing off the voters to get votes for people who can't vote here.
12:55. Yeah. Did you see that video? There's a video that was going around today of people in Chicago that are furious that the government is giving so much money to all of these immigrants that have illegally migrated into Chicago.
No, I didn't see that.
They're giving them cell phone and $1,200 whatever it is, and these people are freaking out. Yeah. And these people that were Democrats are like, hey, if Trump wants to talk to us, come talk to us. Like we're tired of this shit. And I'm like, wow, this is wild to see. These people are waking up. Like, why are you giving people that aren't even from here all this money and a free phone and all this shit? You're not giving anything to us.
That is. It's like, I think those people deserve, but that's what it's like. We're seeing that's like, why aren't regular people getting that same shit? Why doesn't everybody just get that? Why is that person getting special treatment where it's like, we're just, that's the safety net.
They
shit.
shouldn't get it either. What they're doing is they're trying to buy votes. That's what I think they're doing. They're trying to get rid of voter ID, and they're trying to bring people in or allow people to get in and make it easy for them to travel all around the country. And if someone let you in the country, wouldn't you vote for them?
But they can't vote, can they?
Well, what if they can?
What do you mean, what if they can? But they can't. It's so stupid. You said they buy votes from a group of individuals who literally cannot vote. God, Republican commentary is so idiotic, man. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. I can't believe we feed people who are in prison. Damn, Dems buying votes. Joe Rogan isn't a Republican. Learn your facts. Joe Rogan isn't a Republican law. That's the funniest part about this argument is that Joe Rogan has openly said that Ron DeSantis is very good. Okay? And much better as a politician than anyone else. I don't know what the deep shame people feel about who they want to vote for and what they believe in. Okay? I openly say I vote for the Democratic Party. Okay? I'm not a Democrat. I don't like the Democratic Party. I regularly criticize the Democratic Party. But having said that, I vote for the Democratic Party. Okay? That's it. It's the lesser evil voting. That's what gets me every time. Having said that, I'll still use my voice.
Talking about not having voter ID.
But you have
what do you think that they were talking about it in New York? They were going to try to make it so that if you weren't a citizen, you could still vote in New York.
Interesting.
That was something that was discussed, right?
I don't know, because my dad
Google
can't
that thing
vote.
about New York.
I think it was discussed, but I don't know that's
attempts.
Anyway, the most important thing to understand is if the Chicago residents also got that Rogan would also hate it and consider buying of votes. It's funny, I think Stav is about as good as anyone I've seen disagree with Rogan using the tone of agreement. Rogan was on his pandemic made workers lazy shit again.
Nature, man.
And I think I prefer what you're saying is let's cover our bases, which we don't do right now.
Right.
And I think the thing that I think just as likely for if you give somebody free money, they're not going to do shit. We're trapped in this opposite thing where it's people have to work hard as shit to barely make it.
Yeah.
Where it's that zapping all that human potential too, because those people are just surviving at shit that they don't have time to, because they just have to make rent. Everything is more expensive. Right. You don't have any time to, And I
This is another great point. If the vaccine was going to kill us all and the rich or the elites were doing it intentionally, then why were the rich and the elites among the first to get vaccinated? Remember all those stories about rich people trying to buy their way to the front of the line? Yes, exactly. But don't ask that to the dumb mother whose life is shit, who thinks that he's in on a conspiracy. Okay? It's so stupid.
agree with you that kind of the middle ground is get their basic needs met and then let them be able to work, but not have to work, 60 hours a week or whatever the fuck, or work 40 hours, but it's grueling for less pay. Like, because you do need that time. You need that space to, I think
if you want to get ahead and you want to figure your own path in life, you got to have some time.
Yeah.
It's going to either cut into your sleep or it's going to cut into your social life. It's going to cut but you're going to need some time.
Totally.
And that's the one benefit for a motivated person for universal basic income.
Right.
But my feeling was when I watched everybody during the pandemic when they were all getting unemployment, how many people didn't want to go back to work? They just wanted that free money. I was like, ooh, this is wild.
I mean, but some of that also is that they were like, because my friends were like, what the this is like like I'm making less money working hard as on what unemployment pays. Like, this is what the government thinks you barely need to subsist. And when I go back to work, I make less than this and I work hard as shit. I mean, it's also a problem of like, I think people also saw in that moment how mistreated they were being and how underpaid they were being a lot of the time, where it's like this low pay, which it wasn't that much money, right?
Well, they started ramping up pay at a lot of places after the pandemic.
Yeah.
They ramped up pay everywhere. Like, they advertise like high pay. Like places like McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, what does McDonald's pay now? I think it pays like